Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me on this video. So today's video, I'm going to show you how you can apply for your study permit step by step. Now before we get into it, I'm not an immigration consultant, I'm not an immigration lawyer. This is just solely based on my experience and what I did. So I applied for my study permit by myself. I didn't use an agent. I know a lot of you guys ask me which agent I use and all of that. I did not use an agent. I applied on myself, by myself, sorry. So it is a pretty straightforward process. It's very transparent. So I don't think using an agent is necessary, but do you, whatever you feel is best for you, do that. If you think that based on this or based on other tutorials and research you can do it on your own, then I definitely would recommend, because sometimes when you use an agent you don't get all of the information that you need, right? So with that being said, we're going to get into the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with someone who you think might find it helpful. Do is go on the CIC website. So you just type in CIC and it will come up in Google, and I speak English. So this is their main page, and what you want to do is you want to create an account with them. So you will go down, and to our right here you will see the option to sign in or create an account to apply online. So if you don't have an account, you would register. If you already have one, then you would use this section here. So we're going to pretend as if we don't have an account and we're registering for the first time. So we are going to use the GC key to sign up. So you want to click on register with GC key. And then over here, you're going to click sign up because we don't have an account as yet. So here you want to accept their terms and conditions of use. And then here you want to create your username based on these fields here. Pretty straightforward. So we are going to create our username. So we're going to call it Being Rasheen. And the checklist says that the username is okay. So we're going to click continue, and now we're going to create our password. Okay, it says that my password is okay. Now you want to create some recovery questions, answers, and hints. So we're just gonna quickly do that. Let's just use some random things. That was my first pet's name. I don't know. Never had a pet. Memorable person. Let's just use some random things. Memorable date. So we are going to click on continue. So it says GC key sign up complete. So please select continue to leave the GC key service and return to the Government of Canada online service. So here now we're on the screen that is asking you to accept the terms and conditions. We're going to do that. And now we are going to create the account. and we are going to use a fake email address. English, and then click on continue. It's a very long process. Security question. Oh my gosh. Okay, great. So we have gone ahead and filled out our security questions. Oh, okay. Great. So we have our account, and this is what it's going to look like. So what you're going to do is you want to apply for your study permit. So down here it shows you apply to come to Canada, and you want to go ahead and click on that. So it is asking you for a personal reference code. You wouldn't have had one because you just created the account. So it says here, if you do not have a personal reference code, you may answer a series of questions to find out if you're eligible to apply. So that's basically what we're going to do. If you want to apply for a visitor visa, study and or work permit, this is what you will select. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Okay, now, so this is a questionnaire that you will have to answer that will basically determine whether or not you are eligible, meaning if you satisfy the basic requirements to study in Canada. Now, if you have not checked out my previous video as yet, go ahead and pause this video, check that video out. It's all about how to satisfy the most basic requirements of the study permit, so that when you get here and you answer all the questions, it will say that you're eligible. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, before I continue, everybody's situation is going to be different. So I'm going to be filling out the questionnaire based on the situation of a single individual coming from Jamaica, because I came from Jamaica and I came here as a single individual. However, your situation may be different. You may be coming you may be married, you may be coming with your family or just your spouse. So fill out the questionnaire based on your specific situation, okay? So let's get into it. What I like with this form is every question sign here gives you a little bit more information on what exactly they're asking. So it says, what would you like to do in Canada? So if you click here, it says permits and or visas may need to be issued depending on what you want to do, and it gives you all of that. But we know the answer to these questions already. So we want to come here to study. How long are you planning to stay? You have to put you're planning to stay temporarily. However, you want to stay for more than 6 months, because to study in Canada, and for it to count, you need to be enrolled in a designated learning institution for a program of at least 8 months or more. So that is why we have 6 months there. Please select the code that matches the one in your password. So we are going to select Jamaica. What is your current country or territory of residence? If you are in Jamaica, you're going to select Jamaica. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years of old? 18 years or older. So, of course, you're going to select what applies to you. I didn't have any, so I'm going to put no. What is your date of birth? We're going to randomly select a date of birth and a day. So next. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? No. If you are, put yes. Have you been accepted to a designated learning institution? Remember, we spoke about this before, right? And in order to be eligible, you need to be. So we're going to select yes. What is your marital status? We're going to put never married, single. If you're married, put that. Whatever applies to you, just select that. What is your province of destination? So depending on the school, where the school is, where you plan to go, that's what you're going to select. So for me, it was in Ontario. And then the results. It says, based on information you provided, it shows that you may be eligible to come to Canada as a student. And that's what we want. So we're going to click continue. Now here you create your personal checklist. So this is basically just going to show you all of the necessary documentation you need to upload. You're going to select continue. Do you have a valid work permit or study permit and need a visa to return to Canada? No. Next. Are you an exchange student? No. Is work an essential component of your studies? So some programs require a specific number of hours working. So it is, I don't remember what it's called, but you have some programs that there's an essential work component associated with it. So kind of like a practical situation where you go out into the field and you work with specific employers, and I just don't remember what it's called right now, but if it would be in your acceptance letter if it is. So if it is a part of it, then you would select yes. For me, it was not. Are you a spouse, common law partner, or child of a certain skilled worker or of certain full-time international student that has or will have status in Canada? No. If you are, then you need to put that. Are you a recipient of a Commonwealth scholarship or a recipient of a full bursary or a participant in a Canadian aid program for developing countries? No. Are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada? For me, no. Have you ever committed, been arrested for, been charged with, or convicted of any criminal offense in any country? Hopefully, your answer to this is no. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? No. Have you visited or lived in any one of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in the last year? Someone sent me a message about this recently on Instagram, and my advice to you is if you're not sure about a particular question that the questionnaire asks you, just click on the little question sign here and it will tell you. So if you're not sure what the list of designated countries are, you just select this, and I believe it will download to your laptop and you're able to see. But here it is actually taking me out. I'm going to cancel that because I don't want to come out. But it will show you, I believe, probably bring it up in another tab, but it will take you out of the questionnaire. But based on my personal experience, I have not lived in any one of the designated countries. So if you want to see what the designated countries are, you could always open another tab and type in designated countries and see all of those countries. So for me, it was a no. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? No, I don't. Are you giving someone access to your application? This means if you're using a representative, then you'd want to select yes if you are. But if you're doing it by yourself, then you just want to select no. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprints and photo for an application to come to Canada? So we're going to select no because we're pretending as if this is our first time. However, if you have already done your biometrics, maybe this is your second time applying, then you want to select yes. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying your fees or are you fee exempt? Yes, I will be paying my fees. Next. Will you be able to make a digital copy of your documents? Yes. Will you be paying your application fees online? And to pay online, you have to use one of these payment methods. And I'm going to select yes. And then you get the option to review your answers here. And then at the end, it says continue. So here is basically your account. It gives you a rundown of how to use the account. So you have to be logged in. You have to save your application each time, and then you want to upload your documents, and it gives you some stipulations about the documents and how it should be uploaded. They accept PDF format, JPG format, and all these other lovely things. So you just want to read, right? And this is a very important step, or reading is fundamental rather. So you don't want to be doing something like this and don't read every single thing. Don't skim over it the way I'm skim overing it right now. I'm just giving you guys a general idea of how to apply, but you want to read everything. So the last step would be to submit your application and pay your fees. So here you continue. So it says here document checklist. So this is basically a rundown of all of the documents that will be required of you, right? So the first thing and most important thing, not necessarily the most important, but the first thing is just the application for the study permit. And you get the little question mark here that gives you more information on the form. It gives you the option to upload the form once you filled it out. Here it has the passport, letter of acceptance, proof of means of financial support, digital photo, and family information form. Down here, it gives you application for a temporary resident visa and client information. So we're going to go through each of these and see what it's all about. I'm actually going to start at the bottom. So client information is basically anywhere where you'd want to upload additional information that is not these things. So if you wanted to, for example, upload a explanation letter explaining why you want to come to Canada, why you've chosen the school that you've chosen, all of that stuff you would upload here. And my recommendation is to always send in a letter of explanation, just to, even if you don't think you need one, it's always good to just send them a letter of explanation, letting them know how much you enjoy the idea of going to Canada, going to school in Canada, how much you believe that having international education would benefit you and your job prospects back home, because you always want to remind them that you have every intention to come back, even if that is not your intention. So you want to give them that information. Then the application for a temporary resident visa. This is not necessary. You don't have to fill this out. This is basically the form that would give you, if you don't have a Canadian visa already to travel, that form is just basically you the visa form, but they automatically give you the visa to enter Canada once you get the study permit approved. So you don't have to fill this out. You can if you want to, but it really is not necessary, because here it says optional documents. Supporting documents. Now, of course, you are going to scan your passport. Here it says, it gives you all the information of how they want the passport to be scanned. They want all the pages that shows any visa stamps or markings. They want the page that has your birth date and country of origin and everything. So it's very important that you click on the question sign to show how they want the documents. And of course, it gives you an option if you don't have a passport, what else you can use. Then here, letter of acceptance. So you are going to have to upload your acceptance letter from the school, and it gives you, as I said, additional information. So you want to be reading everything in the part where it gives you the question sign. Here now, very, very important, proof of means of financial support. So it gives you a long list here. So you want to focus on the part that says temporary residence, because this is where the study permit falls under. So if you want to show that you can support yourself, you can submit any of these things, as many as possible, just as many of these as possible that you can submit. I submitted bank statements, I submitted pay stubs, I submitted an employment letter. What else did I submitted proof of payments of tuition and accommodation fees. What else did I submit? I submitted those things. I didn't have everything here, but whatever you can submit, if you have everything on the list here, send it to them. So get it, compile it, put it in one PDF document, and then you would upload it here. Simple. If you have somebody that is sponsoring you to say that, okay, I'm going to sponsor them this money, they need to write a letter, they need to show their bank statements, everything. So that needs to go there. And digital photo, self-explanatory, gives you the specs as to how they want it to be uploaded. And then the family information form. So in terms of the forms, if you click the form, it's not going to open up. This is how it's going to be. Okay guys, so I had to switch over to Internet Explorer because Google Chrome wasn't downloading the document, so I recommend using Internet Explorer. So like I said before, if you click on the link, it's not going to pull up the form. So you have to right click, and here you are going to select save target as, and then you save it as whatever you want it. Okay guys, so this is the family information form. Pretty self-explanatory, very easy. All it is really is a form that allows you to list all of your immediate family members that you have, whether or not they are going to accompany you to Canada. So up here it tells you about the application, and here you will select the type of applicant you are, whether you're a visitor, worker, student. In this case, of course, you will select student, and then here you go down, you will see the first section, section A, speaks about your information, you the applicant. So it will ask you your marital status, and you'll select from the drop down menu here your country of birth, your date of birth, your occupation. It also asks about any spouse or common law partner, as well as their information, in addition to your mother and your father and their information. Pretty easy. In section B, it asks about any children that you have, including any adopted stepchildren, as well as in section C, it asks about all brothers and sisters that you have, whether they're half brothers or not. So it asks the same information for each category, the person's marital status, their occupation, all of that, and it gives you enough slots to where you can fill it out. And then once you fill this out, then all you have to do is to sign electronically and then date it, and then that is it. All you have to do is save and upload, right? Okay, so this is the study permit application form, and this form will take all of your information in with regards to the school that you're going, your biographic information, all of that. So again, it's pretty self-explanatory. You really and truly don't need an agent for this. All you have to do is read, and then once you fill out the form, just have someone check it for you. However, I'm just going to do a quick scan through so that you guys have an idea of what is on the form. So here it asks for UCI, that's the unique client identifier. However, you wouldn't have gotten one, so you can just leave this blank. And it asks if you want the service in English or French. Here now, it's all your personal details, your full name based on what is in your passport, given name, sex, date of birth, all of that personal information with regards to your citizenship, countries that you've lived in, all of that good stuff. Pretty easy. In addition to that, it asks you about your information for your common law spouse or your husband or wife, so you would have to put that information there as well. Any languages that you speak, or what is your native language, your passport number. Ensure that everything on the form is correct. Ensure that when you are putting in things like the passport number, you look from the actual document and check, double check, triple check to ensure that the information is correct, because they will refuse an application if the information is not correct. So do you have a national identity document? This is just like your national ID, and actually when I applied, I didn't even know what that was, so I clicked no. But there's no issue if you put no and you actually have one. Then it asks for whether you have a permanent resident card from the US. You just select what applies to you. Also asks for your contact information, pretty self-explanatory. It will ask for your telephone number and your email address, and of course it will ask you for your the details of your intended study in Canada. So you need to know the name of the school. I just recommend pulling up your acceptance letter for this section so that you can just pull all the information from that. So the correct name of the school, the study, the level of study, and the program that you will be doing. That you have the drop down menu for that. The address that should be in your acceptance letter as well. The designated learning institution number that should be in there as well. Your student ID, all of that. Here it asks you about the cost of your tuition. So you put what the cost of your tuition is, and you can just put an estimated amount for room and board. It doesn't have to be exact. And then put all of the funds that you have available for your stay, right? And then who will pay for your expenses? Will it be yourself? Will it be parents or others? So select accordingly. Here it asks for your post-secondary education, including university, college, or any kind of apprenticeship. So you want to put all that information here, from the date from when you started the program to when you ended it, as well as your employment, all of your employment information. So I like to pull up my resume to fill out this section because I ain't got the time. So you just put all of your previous employment history here, and then in the last section here, it says background information. So here you have to put select yes or no to these questions, such as if you've had tuberculosis or any family member having tuberculosis, or any close person that you've been in contact with, any mental disorder, whether or not you've been refused a visa. And please, if you have been refused a visa, whether it is Canadian visa or US visa, select yes, because they will know. And selecting yes does not mean that you're not going to get this visa. They just want to know whether you have or have not. And if you have ever been charged, arrested for any kind of criminal offense, you select accordingly. So as you can see, just a series of background information here, pretty self-explanatory, very easy. And then at the end of the form, it asks for you to consent to be contacted by CIC, and you want to click yes. And then once you do that, you will electronically sign the application, and then you're going to date it, and then you have to validate. So you will select this button to validate. I won't be able to validate because I haven't filled out any information on the form. Everything is red. But once you validate, you'll see an extra page that will come up with a barcode, and then that is your form completed. So once you've done that, now you can go back and upload. You're going to upload the file, and then you're going to basically browse and select the document, whatever document that you whatever you saved it as, and then upload. Very important, if you have a lot of things on your computer, ensure that you create a specific folder for all of the documents that you're going to upload, so that you don't incorrectly upload a document. It's very, very important, because once you upload the documents, you won't have another chance to go in and fix it. So that's basically it. We went through all of the forms. Of course, this is just a rundown, but this is just basically all that they require of you. Just ensure that you upload all the necessary documents that they ask for, and that you fill out the forms correctly. The total cost for the application is $235. It includes your biometric fees. If you already did your biometrics, you won't have to pay this fee in there. And then once you do that, you I haven't uploaded anything here, so it won't give me the option to submit the application and pay. So there would be another thing here that says for you to go and pay, and then you would pay and submit, and that's basically it. That's all you would have to do. And I hope that this video was helpful to you guys in some way. And if you have any questions, just send me a message. My Instagram, I'm going to put it up on the screen, or you can just leave a comment in the comment box. Again, I'm not an immigration consultant, but as you can see, it's a pretty easy process. But if you do feel more comfortable using a immigration consultant or lawyer, by all means, go ahead and do that. So thank you guys again for joining me in this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.